Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my Virgos doing? How are you guys doing? Listen, you know the routine. Before we dive in, we got to practice our breathing. Inhale, exhale twice, and then shake it off. Visitors, welcome. Cross watchers, thank you for stopping by. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Shake it off, shake it off. We want to get into our sacred space where we don't bring any of that negativity or tension in here. We're going to make sure that our space is clear on both sides. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Yes. Clear the space, clear the energy, practice our breathing, focus on what questions we may have as we clear our energy to be able to listen and hear the messages meant for us. Spirits, help us through, help us to see the signs, help us to hear the messages, help us to listen to our intuition. Yes. Been through so much is going on. So much is going on. We want our messages to be clear. How you guys been doing? How's your week been going? Hope all is well. Hope you're staying calm and being patient and manifesting on what it is that you are seeking. Your space, your energy. Come on, come on. Who is that? Virgos, Virgos, Virgos. Let's see what's in store for our Virgos. Release. Whew. That's always a good thing. One more. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. This is the Six of Swords. You know what that's saying? Oops, that's saying already. Wow, what is this? The Four of Pentacles. Here we go. Here we go. What is our message? The Devil. The Hangman. Yes. The Ace of Pentacles. Come on, come on, come on. The Page of Wands. Come on, Virgos. What is going on? Ooh, what are you guys? Wow. You have taken a new path. Look at you, Virgo. Look at you. Wow. You have, woo, Virgo. You have let go of some tension and some stress, and you are well on your way. People were trying you. I see you got fed up, and you're going. You see, look at the first card that came up for you, okay? I always try to explain this card to people because if you look at it closely, you'll see the rough terrain over here, the ripples in the water. You see somebody that has their head down and they're moving. It's cold and they've been through so much in their life already, and it's just tiresome. Sometimes you just want to cry. You've been through so much. You've put up with so much. You've negotiated on so much. And you just, one day, you just opened your eyes and you saw that you have to pick up the pace when it comes to yourself. And that's what you're doing. Look at you leaving. You're leaving so much behind. and you just feel that enough is enough. We all have a boiling and breaking point, all of us do. And you just felt like it was too much already. You've been working on your grind, working to help people, and it's like they don't appreciate the things that you've done. And this has been happening to a lot of people, a lot of people, because what it is when you're working towards something and you're putting your full energy in it, Virgo, and you know you're doing a good job because you're focused on what you're doing, you find that it gets so tiresome sometimes because it's not just fighting for what you want in life, it's fighting against people too. People and their issues tend to fall back on you because of who you are. And you take pride in your work, you take pride in the things that you do. You're close to your family, and you've been working toward better circumstances, a better situation. I see in the lover's realm, you broke up with someone recently, someone you had been with for a minute, and it has you just torn in two different directions, and both of you are doing like a pulling and tugging. You know, or at least you feel that this person isn't always supportive of your endeavors and things you want to do in life, but they kind of somewhat own your heart, where the relationship could be a little toxic, but that's what you know, and you've been with it for so long. It's only people on the outside looking in consider it to be toxic, but you don't, because you love that person and you believe that the two of you belong together. And if you work through your issues, you could be a solid and stable relationship. And you've been disappointed quite a few times. So now you're saying to yourself, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm always looking for somebody to fix. I'm like the fixer-upper person. And you're tired of it. You don't always want to be the one that has to repair the relationship for it to keep growing and going. For once, you want to know that you are respected and that your heart could get what it wants. Because you've been disappointed so much, sometimes you don't even look for blessings anymore. You just feel that things just don't line up in your favor. And the people that have shown you love show you love in a combative format where they insult you, they put you down, maybe even physical abuse. And you're just like, but you love me. You think to yourself, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better life. So you move away. You move where you can get a fresh start, where you don't feel like there's anything or anyone holding you back here. You feel good. Probably just got a remote position and you're feeling good because you're so comfortable in what you're doing. And in order to grow forward, you had to move forward. And the fear seeps in because you're going to the unknown. This is a new place for you, new territory, new beginnings, new ideas. But you're sad because of the move, because you feel that you shouldn't have to go through this type of stuff to be happy. And you're tired of not having that stability that you need. But because of your giving heart, because of your tenacity, because of your strength, because of you shifting things in your life, you now have gained access to the next level up. It's a different time for you right now. And this is beautiful. You're coming into your own. You have stability since your move. Financial stability, home security, new relationship coming into. And you realizing that change isn't always a bad thing. You're putting the hard work in. You've made the necessary changes in life. You let go of that toxic relationship. And then here's the new level. Look at you. Look at you. The hangman. Just relishing in your glory, relishing in your stability, relishing in your growth. And you feel guilty to even feel this good. But you know that it didn't come easy. It wasn't just a blink of an eye and everything changed. You had to put work into this. In order for your life to be altered, you had to apply transformational change to it and recognize it for what it is and begin to see and listen to your intuition. Your intuition will take you far. If you truly listen to yourself, you'll go places. Seriously, you will seriously go places. Then you have here the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, between the new ideas, the optimism, the beauty, accepting who you are, listening to your intuition, what do you call that? Seriously, what do you call that? It's considered growth. It's considered to be growth. Growth is a wonderful thing. And the more you grow, the more you know. The more you know, the more you grow. Because you're putting yourself to the test and you're following the instructions for you to continue on your quest for success. And because of your dedication and your loyalty to this mission of achieving your goals and following your dreams, you are now starting to see it, envision it, manifest on that feeling. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling when you recognize who you are and you step back and you go, oh, that's why. Oh. And you look out to the future. You look at the possibilities. You feel that ambition, that arrogance of success, fermented in your body. You feel like you're being nourished, like you're gaining that acceptance of knowing where you are and who you are. When you see those little kids, America's Got Talent, they had the cutest little girl. Oh my goodness. And, she says, Mr. Simon, I think it is, I had a dream about you last night. And I saw you hitting the golden buzzer. Yeah, no, it was so cute because it just brings you to humanity. It makes you think about everything in your life. Look at this little child with so much personality, with so much hope for the future, manifesting on what she believes and not letting any distractions or anybody make her feel different. You have gone through a lot, Virgo, and there are times where you just cried to yourself, but you knew you couldn't give up because you have so much responsibility, I should say, so many people to help. So you take the licks as you keep going, and you see beyond any pain, because you know trouble don't last always. I'm telling you, trouble don't last always. We go through things in life because it's part of our journey. It's part of the process. Sometimes we don't understand why things happen the way that they do. And we can't lean to our own understanding. We have to focus on what's before us and how we're going to get through it to get to the other side, to overcome what's trying to block our path. And sometimes the enemy takes hostages, but you have made up your mind you're not going to be one of them. You're not going to settle for status quo. You continue to put the work in. You continue to be optimistic. You never considered yourself to be a leader, but you do practice what you preach, and you practice on your journey to achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. There's many facets to life, and when we stop and give pause, we recognize our attributes. We figure out a solution so we can get through this time, this process, this hurdle. Life can be so difficult, and you could tell stories all day long about people and what they've gone through. You could tell your story too, because you've been through some things as well. You don't spill your guts and tell everybody your business, but that doesn't mean you don't hurt like the next person. You just don't want to hear that repetitive language of, "Ooh, I told you this person wasn't this," or "You so naive," or "What were you thinking?" And you felt that every time you look at people and you see them smile at you, you try to read more into the smile to see if it's real or fake. Because now that you're starting to truly listen to your intuition, when our ancestors tell us that their their vibe is off or their blood didn't take us, I didn't take their blood or their vibe or their spirit, they automatically pick up on those vibes. And sometimes they tend to mind their business and don't say anything. And then other times it's like they don't care. I see something in this person that's not going to mesh with you. And you always thinking, oh, they always want to tell me what to do. They want to control my life and pick out for me who they want. Not realizing that our ancestors see things that we don't see. They might show you signs of changing and altering this. You might think of them and remember their voice, or ask yourself, what would Granny say in this situation? What would Daddy say in this situation? What would Mommy say in this situation? And when you manifest on that feeling, answers do come out for you. But sometimes when you're in denial, you tend to brush it off. Oh, it's those old people always trying to tell you what to do. And as you start getting in tune with your intuition, you start saying to yourself, there might be something to what they were saying. And you're recognizing the signs, you're recognizing the clues, but you still want to hold on to the relationship because you don't want to be by yourself and you really love this person. But you see the signs. You see the signs. Let me tell you, one of my teenage boyfriends, oh my gosh. When you hear people talk about the signs were there, the signs were there. Like, what dang signs you talking about? For myself, I remember, and when he used to get mad, he used to bite his lip. Right at the corner, he'd bite his lip. And I know it's about to be an argument over something stupid, okay? And I'm trying to keep the peace, and I'm like, okay, what's the problem? What happened? I saw you look at that guy. What guy? Oh, don't pretend with me. What in the world are you talking about? Then get mad if you laugh. It's like, what are you saying? Okay, a little loco there, a little obsessive. I had to basically leave the state to get away from him. And you wouldn't believe he followed me to the next state. So I had to go to another state. Let me tell you something. In this world, there are some people that have mental illnesses. And sometimes you're a victim of their issues. And that's why I say to you, when you see signs, when you listen to your intuition, you pick up on things you weren't picking up on before, you weren't sure, and you get confirmation. You have to be able to decipher what you've seen, what you've picked up along the way, what treasures you found, and figure out what these messages actually mean to you. Because even at the time you say, well, it didn't resonate with me, it's not with me, you're not listening. Not at this moment, but down the line. And when you pick up on it and store it in a compartment, you're able to utilize it later on when it will apply to your life. Because remember, every experience is a learning experience. And things that you think, it's a fly-by-night thing, not a big deal. It's more to it. So step back, because the reason you looked at it was because you got a little twinge in your belly and you tried to brush it off. But you already picked up on the vibe that something's off. And when you're in denial, you don't see, you don't hear, and you don't listen. But when you start listening to yourself, you start gaining clarity. You start seeing things you didn't see previously. It's like watching a movie and you laugh and talk and you see the movie, and then you're talking with a friend and she said, even the part when the guy did this, and you're like, what? What part is that? What part of the movie? I didn't see that. Or I didn't take it that way, or I didn't. And then you rewind and you watch that movie again. And now you're picking up with even more things that you didn't see previously. Clues, signs that the person on the TV may have missed and you did as well. It takes a lot of time, work, energy, and a positive mindset to overcome the challenges that are placed before you. But on your path here, it's showing that you're nonchalant. You're happy. You don't have that tension buildup. You are like in a comfort zone, in a sacred realm, because that's where you're experiencing your peace. So because of the fact you start listening to your intuition, you start picking up on the vibes from relationships, things that'll work and things that won't. Somebody who's attaching and caring for you, and somebody who just is obsessed with you. You start listening and seeing and hearing. And as you continue to manifest and to listen and tune into your intuition, you start answering your own questions along the way. No, this is not going to work. He's not for me. This job is getting on my nerves and they don't appreciate me. It's time for me to free and fly and flap my wings, and I can't do it here. I feel congested. I'm wealthy and I'm wise. I'm coming into my own. I'm optimistic about the future. I see the possibilities. I see the enemy. I see them trying to tear me down. They see that they're trying to distract me. And that's part of the process. But it's actually making aware your true senses. Because when you're in tune with yourself, you start seeing and hearing things that make your head twist. You're like, what? Because now you're hearing what you're meant to hear. You're seeing what you're meant to see. You're getting more aligned and in tune with yourself and realizing that this may not be the best thing for me. This job may not be the best job for me. And you start dreaming and seeing yourself in different places doing different things. That's probably what happened when you made this move. You realized that you felt stuck. You felt like you was going nowhere fast. And for all your hard work, you've been highly rewarded. You're going through stuff, but you know what? You're setting yourself up. You've been working towards something like this for a minute. And the good thing is that there's a sense of peace over you right now. It's like you're realizing what's for you and what's not for you. And you're following your goals. And you've been achieving things along the way that has put you in a position of stability. That's why you were able to pick up and move. That's why you were able to pick up and move. Because you become aligned with yourself. And this is something that you were foreseeing. So don't be fearful of change. You know what you want. You go after it. Not everybody's going to be there with you. But as long as you can reflect and think things through and wonder, where am I going? What am I going to do? What are my possibilities? And you made the first move. You said, first of all, I got to get out of here. And you did that. So there's a lot of positive things falling into your lap. And you've earned it. You deserve it. But you had to go through it. It's not fair. Life isn't fair. That's why you got to keep going through the challenges, through your fears. Because there's more to this life than what meets the eye. So when you stay optimistic, you stay on your grind, you look forward to the future, clues will be dropped in your lap. But not everybody gets it because they're just looking at the immediate situation. They're not seeing getting through it. You have to see yourself and place yourself overcoming this obstacle, this issue, and what you're learning through this process that's going to help you to move forward. You can't sit there or lay there wallowing because things didn't pan out the way you wanted it to initially. You have to go back to the drawing board and restructure how you're going to be able to obtain this. You can't be weak-minded, willing to give up at the drop of a hat. A little bit of obstacles and issues sets you off where you can't refocus, regroup, and start over. Remember, you're not starting from the bottom anymore because you've already climbed up from there. But what level you're on, you start from there because that's where you left off. In order to survive in this world, you have to put the sweat equity in. Don't expect anybody to hand you anything. Just stay focused, stay optimistic, follow your ideas. You're looking at growth and expansion. You're looking at possibilities. You're acknowledging that you're getting in tune with yourself and realizing your wants and desires and your needs. Take that time that's necessary to regroup and refocus because it's helping you to see messages you normally would have overlooked. This is a new day. This is a new time. And you're doing things in a new way. But you must, let me say this with pure conviction, you must listen to your own voice. Listen to your own voice. Sometimes you say, nah, I can't be. Listen to your voice. Do you think that idea just popped in your head just like that? You know how many times, you know what I say to you? See your tombstone when that time comes, way, way, way down the line. And ask yourself, what's going to be written on it? Write it down. Write it down. Jeffrey Coates, from such and such a date to such and such a date. Loving friend, loving father, loving husband. Whatever it is that you wanted to say. Craftsman, construction worker, building around the city, around the world. Whatever you want. And let me tell you something. And you manifest that feeling, every adjective that you want, that you've accomplished, that you're seeking to accomplish, that's what's going to be on your tombstone because people are going to recognize you for your gifts. When you leave this place, you want a legacy. You don't want to be wishy-washy. You want to see the truth. You want to acknowledge people's true colors. Who's for me? Who's against me? Who's playing with me? Okay? Because Virgo, it's about elevation. You know where you see yourself. Just write out the steps on what you need to do to get there. MapQuest your trip. I'm started from the bottom, now I'm here. I'm climbing high. I'm overcoming obstacles. Where am I now? How much further to go? What do I need to do? How to get those stumbling blocks off my path? Being you takes a lot of work. You know that because you know you have needs that must be met. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. So speak to your source and clear your path. Clear your path and write down the expectations on the journey and how far you have to go to get to where you need to be. To be you takes work, and you have to be able to follow through. So make sure you know what you want. Make sure you know how to attack those steps to climb up, and keep your focus zenith in the direction that you want to be. This is about your elevation and who you come in contact with. What education have you picked up along the way? What certificate training? What needs have you met? What sweat equity have you taken care of? You have to do it because it helps you to stay on course. It helps you not to become lackadaisy. It helps you to stay on your grind because now you could actually measure what it is that you're seeking and how long this journey is going to be, estimated, of course. And how do I get over these hurdles? It's like starting a garden from scratch. You plant all those seeds with the hope that they're going to sprout up and grow to your benefit. And that's what you have to do with your life. You plant those seeds. Plant them where you think they will grow best. Plant them where you think they will help you most. And get in tune with yourself and take care of them. Talk to them. Do what you have to do. But when you see them sprout up, it's like giving birth to your greatness, because you did that. You worked with that plant for that to happen. Now you got to level up and keep nourishing it, just like your dreams. You will never be happy in your life if you don't follow your goals and dreams. And here it shows you all the turmoil that you've been through. Sometimes it feels like you've been locked down and can't get out of these cuffs. And then when you do, you don't even know where to begin. You know what you want. You have that desire. But now, because of past experiences, you have to research the past, listen to your ancestors, follow your dreams, and figure out the best routes to take to get there. Make it closer than what the eye can see, so that when you arrive there, you're like, wow, I did that. I did that. That's what it's about. It's about overcoming and rising. Keep that mindset and stay in focus. Overcoming, rising, and staying focused. You are going to achieve your goals, but I must be honest, it's going to be a lot of work for you because you've done things your own way for so long. You abide by the rules, but you focus on everybody else besides yourself. So now it is like starting from scratch. But you will rise through the ranks so quickly that you'd be in shock if you commit yourself, if you stay focused, if you're dedicated, and if you pick apart the message so you figure it out. Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. Continue to work on you. Continue to develop your skills. And continue to deafen your ears to people that don't wish you well. And it seems like a lot of you signs are having a lot of opposition as you're trying to grow. This is your growth season. So a lot of times people get a little envious, a little jealous, and it's like bees swarming around, ants all over the place. That's what's happening now for a lot of people. You're starting to seriously come into your own, and people are starting to see the beginning of your harvest, and they can't stand it. Like, Denzel Washington always talking about how people's spirit, your spirit irritates their soul because they can't stand you because of what you're doing. And you ask yourself, well, what did I do wrong? Not a darn thing. Just being yourself pisses them off. And that's not a nice thing. I've seen people that haven't done anything to people. They talk about the way they look. They talk about how they dress. Talk about how they comb their hair. And the person doesn't even know this. And it's only because they're giving 100% effort to whatever assignment is part of their life that they're working on right now. There's nothing you can do about it. Just be your best, do your best, and ignore them. I know it's easier said than done, but remember, every battle is not meant to be fought. There's some things that's not even worth your time or your effort or your sweat. Garnet Queen Tarot, be inspired to rise. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for your support of the channel. We thank you over and over again. I thank you over and over again. Keep focusing on your goals and dreams. You don't have to share them with everybody. Just work on it so you could achieve them. Take care. Talk soon. Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise.